Conjuring. They finally announced it. The Conjuring is continuing on, baby, and it's been crazy because we just had the most recent Conjuring movie, right? Conjuring: The Last Rites, which was fine. I do think it was better than the third movie, but it has yet to reach the heights that James Wan did with the first two movies, okay? We can admit that. I think when looking at it as just the Warrens as characters, I liked it a lot more for that part. It felt like it gave them a good finale, brought in some good stuff, decent scares there and there, but I wasn't overall too crazy about the plot. So it was fine. But what blew my mind about Conjuring 4 was the box office. I don't know what was cooking or if it was just because it's almost been like 10 years since the first one. So maybe it's a whole like people grew up on The Conjuring and it's coming back. And then the last movie was during the pandemic. So we didn't really get to like, have The Conjuring. So a lot of people showed up for this movie at 489 million. That's insane numbers, guys. Like, that's a really big number for the Conjuring franchise. And you could tell Warner Brothers was not expecting it. They they looked at that number like, what? I think, well, let me see here. Highest, I think it hit the top 10 of highest grossing R-rated horror movies, which isn't all that hard to get, but it is kind of hard at the same time. Let me see. All time right here. Dude, number 6. It beat Get Out, Us, Hannibal. That is wild. Halloween 2018, what Conjuring like just blew them out of the water. It was great. Like, to me, it's just surprising just because the movie was so okay. It was just fine. But people were just yearning for some of that Conjuringness. Well, Warner Brothers is going to deliver it because it got announced. We are going to be getting ourselves a Conjuring prequel. They have it here. Conjuring prequel movie in the works after Last Rites breaks franchise box office records. A prequel film is in development at Warner Brothers and New Line with short film director Rodrigo Hort in talks. So no more Michael Chavez. I know people have been tired of Michael Chavez in this franchise, and yeah, it is time to give someone else the reins. Nothing against Michael Chavez, but it was kind of crazy how he just continued to like be given the keys to The Conjuring. It's like, La Llorona? Okay, we're taking that movie out of the universe, but you can have The Nun. Okay, we're done with The Nun. Now we're going to give you Conjuring 3. Now we're going to give you Conjuring 4. Like, they just kept handing it to him. They liked what that guy was doing. It'll be refreshing to finally get a different director in there, and it seems like it'll be his first big film debut since his last thing was a short film. And they also have someone writing the script here. Was billed as the final. However, it quickly became clear that wouldn't be the case after the film became an outsized box office hit, earning the franchise best. Of course. It's unclear whether, they're not going to be coming back. And I honestly, it's no surprise that it is because even in The Conjuring 4, they had young Ed and Lorraine Warren in the beginning and whatnot. And I was like, that's them testing the grounds. That's them. I doubt it'll actually be these two guys who carry the movies. They're going to find it's going to be McKenna Grace and I was going to say Jacob Elordi, but he's actually kind of high status now. It's going to be McKenna Grace as Vera Farmiga. Who would be, I'm trying to think of like somebody that's like up and coming, but isn't too expensive yet. No Tom Hollands, no Timothy Chalamet. It's going to be, no, I knew it. As soon as I said it, someone, Tom Holland? Way too expensive. We got to get someone a little, Mason, you're right. There we go. You cracked, it's going to be Mason Thames. McKenna Grace and Mason Thames as Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're supposedly dating in real life. So there you go. That's your Ed and Lorraine Warren. That would be insane if that actually happens. But yeah, so this also gives me then if the prequel movie, because again, a prequel movie is going to be Ed and Lorraine Warren, them young, probably their first case. It could be their second case. I think it makes sense they do like their first case, right? And you show how inexperienced they are and some things that could happen and whatnot. And even in the fourth movie, they said they've done over 1,000 cases. So like literally 1,000 opportunities for a movie. But I thought young Ed and Lorraine Warren might have been the basis for the Conjuring TV show that they announced that we also haven't gotten any updates on. But now if young Ed and Lorraine Warren are the movie, I think then the TV show is going to be that anthology thing we thought of where like they'll just pick random artifacts, give them an episode, and every episode ends with like Ed and Lorraine Warren knocking at the door and being like, We're Mason Thames and McKenna Grace. And let me tell you, you won't be regretting you. That's a niche joke. It's kind of a niche joke. I think like 5 people currently watching the stream will like laugh really hard, and another 10 will be like, The rest just left. They just left to go scroll on TikTok for a bit. That's okay. That's fine. I can handle it. Bro thought he cooked. This is I laughed. Okay, thank you. I appreciate the honesty with that one. I appreciate it.